What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? It is your boy T here today with another Hot Takes podcast. I hope you guys are doing great today. I'm doing pretty amazing. How about yourselves? There we go. All right, now let's go ahead and jump right into this. Be sure you guys support anything that we got going on. Check out the links, check out the description. Make sure there's nothing that you guys can support down there. Subscribe, download the podcast, like it up. Anything's appreciated. You know what I mean? But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in these topics, man. So, oh yeah, before we jump in, I want to apologize for not being here yesterday. I had a lot of stuff going on yesterday. I don't know if y'all know anymore, but it's just me doing this podcast. So I am looking for another podcast member. If you guys know anyone that you would like to send over, just literally comment under my YouTube. Just comment under anything. Just let me know. Focus Tricky07 on Twitter or on Instagram or anything like that. If you want to get in touch with me, preferably Twitter would be a lot easier. So Focus Tricky07 on Twitter if you would like to be in a podcast about basketball, anything like that. So let's go and jump into these topics. So we got Draymond Green punching Jordan. Who's the better prospect? Cleveland championship favorites. And we got our hot take. I'm sorry, I do not have 4 topics today. I only had 3. I only had enough time to get 3 put together yesterday because I'm running a day behind right now. So that's why I'm trying to get a day caught up tomorrow. So right now we're going to stick with 3 topics. I hope that's okay with y'all. Whenever we come back to the next podcast, I'll make sure that I actually get it up right for y'all. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about Draymond punches Jordan. Video has been released that shows Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole in the face, knocking him down on the ground during a team practice. The team hurried to separate the two, and it seems like no one was seriously hurt or injured. But that had to bring back some deja vu for Steve Kerr from his Chicago Bulls days. Can Draymond Green and Jordan Poole put this past them to win the championship, or is this bump too big to fix? Well, I'm going to let you know my take on it because, only one here. I think it's definitely not too big of a bump. I mean, like you've seen Michael Jordan and Steve Kerr, they had that problem. Dude got punched in the face. They worked through it. They won the championship. But the thing is, Steve Kerr and Jordan Poole is a lot different. Steve Kerr he wasn't even really a role player, not to be mean. I mean, he had his role, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it was like, hey, you got to be sure you do your role every day or else we're going to lose. Like, no, his role was to, hey, shoot the ball if you're open, man. Like, that's why I'm saying he didn't have a legitimate role. So for me, this is really different because Jordan Poole has a way bigger effect on this Warriors team than what Steve Kerr did on the Bulls team. You need Jordan Poole to win this next championship. If you don't have Jordan Poole, you can't win this next championship. Like, you're not gonna have enough scoring off the bench. You're gonna miss a lot of movement. You're sixth man. Like, it's just not gonna work out. Like, I'm sorry, but there's no way you win the championship without Green or Jordan Poole on that team playing 100%. You need the defense from Draymond Green. You need this facilitator. You need the rebounder who'll push that ball down the floor. Jordan Poole is not Draymond Green. And remember, Draymond Green's not Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is going to get you buckets. Draymond's going to facilitate the floor and help you on defense. And Jordan Poole is also going to help facilitate also and stuff like that. But is not really asked that. That is a really big Draymond Green role and Steph role. Hey, we need y'all to make sure the offense is running well. Y'all to handle the balls, pass the ball out to these people, make sure they're getting shots. Y'all are responsible for making sure that these people shoot the ball. Jordan Poole's not responsible for making sure other people shoot the ball. He used to before Clay came back, but I believe whenever Clay came back, he completely went to a different role to where he's just really a scorer and he's not really worried about getting the offense all put together. I believe that is complete Steph Draymond's job right there. And whenever he comes off the 6 man and it's just him, that's whenever I believe that he'll take that role over. But you have to have Draymond Green and Jordan Poole playing together on this team for them to win a championship this year, because I don't see them winning the championship after this year. Like, I really think this is the last championship that this Warriors dynasty can win together. They're getting old. Like, Steph's pretty fucking old, dude. And for him to be doing some of the shit that he's still doing at his age is actually ridiculous. That's why he's very lucky with the skill set of how he has shooting and how crafty he is. It's not like he relies a lot on speed. He relies a lot on just crafting this ball handle and being able to separate with his craftiness. And that's just so perfect for him being a shooter as he is. You know, it's not like he's attacking the basket every single drive. He's not shooting the ball every single drive. So I don't know how I always get all over that. Let's go to this next topic because this one actually gets me a little bit. Who's the better prospect? Richard Jefferson, a former teammate of LeBron James, an NBA star, made a bold statement the other day saying that LeBron James, he made a bold statement the other day saying, and I quote, if LeBron James at the exact moment showed up, Victor Wembanyama, oh gosh, the prospect Victor would go higher than him. So what Richard Jefferson was saying, in other words, is if they got put in the same draft class together, Victor would get drafted before LeBron. So that means Victor would go number 1, LeBron would go number 2. That's if they're both in the same draft class, like without Jordan and shit like that. You know what I mean? So yeah. People also say Victor is bringing just as much hype or even more than LeBron did entering the league. What expectations can we have for Victor in the NBA? Well, I want to address one of these things. Victor bringing in as much hype or even more than LeBron, I really don't believe that. There's still so much doubt behind this guy from a lot of people. Like I see all the news and all the narratives. Oh my God, was he 7'4" or 7'2"? I know it's one of those. I'm not tripping. He's either a 7'4" or 7'2" guard. And I'm sorry, the last time that we've seen a 7-footer succeed in the NBA is Porzingis. Like I'm talking about like to NBA star type of potential. And I don't see. My thing is, after you pass up that 6'11" mark in height, injuries are a lot worse. Your body is a lot worse. These big men that are past 6'11", they barely have peaks. Like their peaks are not that long. Like, and they're just so injury prone. And there's so many other things. I always worried about going up to 7 foot. Like I was always thinking as a GM or something like that. I can see why Eric Spoelstra is happy with Bam at center. That dude can guard the center position, but he's also more reliable to not get hurt as much because he is a smaller frame. And it makes you wonder, like, what do you want? Do you want to take that chance of where, yeah, he could have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 good years for you as a big man. But you know that whenever that time comes, the time's going to come and it's going to go quicker than when it came. For big men, the time comes and goes quick. And I just don't see that benefiting him already going into the draft. I think he's going to go number 1. I mean, like, there's just too much hype behind him and how everyone's talking about him. Like, apparently this dude's the next LeBron James, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, but we hear it year after year now. The next prospect that's coming in, the next guy that's going to take over. We've seen it. We've seen it time and year again. And I believe Victor could definitely easily be an NBA superstar. But time's going to tell on that. Is he going to be healthy? Will his knees and legs stay good enough? And that's just one of my biggest questions. Because like I said, y'all, that graph, it jumps up in how many injuries people get once you pass that 6'11" mark. So once you hit 7 foot, you get injured a lot more. And I'm not just talking about a little 7-8%. I'm talking like it's an extra 30%, and you miss like an extra 40% of your career compared to the people under that. And that's why I'm just like, I don't know if even going 7 foot and over in today's league is worth it unless you are in like I got to win this year mode. If you're thinking of, hey, I want to build a dynasty like the Warriors or like the Bulls did or like the Celtics or like the Lakers, you're going to have to definitely find people who can stay healthy. And to do that in today's league, you got to go under 7 foot, I feel like. So that's why for him, I feel like he could definitely have a great season. Do I feel like it'll be long? No. I mean, I expect some type of Yao Ming type stuff. Like, I mean, I don't hope it happens the same that it did for Yao. You know, I don't want this dude to be in his prime and get injured and next, has to retire so early. Like, no. I want the dude get in his prime, enjoy his prime and everything, but how long that'll last, we don't know. Time's gonna tell, like I say, but expectation, at least a sixth man. Now, what do I actually expect from this dude? I do expect him to be a star in the NBA. I expect him to be actually really fucking good in the NBA. I expect him to be one of the top centers whenever he enters the league, just because of the talent that I have seen from him. How long is that talent going to take him? As long as his legs hold up. And that's what I don't know. How long are those legs going to hold up, man? That's something I kind of want to figure out about and like learn more about. I want to see if he has any injuries. I'm going to look up about his injury stats and stuff like that and his body health, because I actually haven't read anything about that with that. So let me do some research on that. With that, we'll go ahead and hop into this next topic. We got Cleveland Cavaliers championship favorites. This team has some scary young talent who still have years to grow and adapt to today's league. After trading for Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs championships odds skyrocketed up for the team. And they look like a serious team for the championship on paper. That is a fact. They have an amazing two defensive bigs with an elite, if not very close to elite backcourt. That can do it all. They can pass, shoot, play make, and they can even defend the ball decently. They're not the best, but they're definitely not the worst. Some say this is the year for them. Like this year right now, some people are saying this is the year that they can do it. Others, they're giving them 1 to 4 years to make it to the finals and finally win it all. If you're the Cavs, what is a successful season to you? So I'm the Cavs right now. I'm the general manager. I just put together this team. I see what I have rocking here. Donovan Mitchell, I got a really young team. I am not expecting them to win now. You want to know what I'm expecting them? I'm expecting them 100%. I don't want no play-in games. I want playoffs. I want us to have a legitimate playoff seed. We should not have to be fighting for a play-in spot with this team, especially with that freaking defensive shit. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley on the same team. Like, oh my gosh. Like, just thinking that in the defensive wise, like how good Evan Mobley was getting last year. And just to think it during the offseason, whenever these kids are young, normally they make pretty big leaps within the first 4 years of their offseason. Like we could see a crazy leap for him and Darius Garland. And that could be scary. That could be so scary. I think if you make it to the playoffs, you're happy and you're content. Now, what do I think is a legitimate goal? And I say will be a successful season to make it to that second round. You got to make it out of the first round. Get a little bit of I don't know what to say. Donovan Mitchell's, he's made it out of the first round. He's been in the playoffs, I think, every year of his career. And I mean, the dude's a hooper. He'll come and play for you in the playoffs. I definitely believe this team could, I'm not going to say easily make it out of the first round. But I mean, if they get seeded right, I could see them easily making it out of the first round at the same time. But I definitely think they at least got to make it to that second round. They got to get a win or two in that second round. And that's what I would say. Hey, the Cavs had a successful season, dude. They added Donovan Mitchell. They grew together as a team. And now they get to go get a draft pick, do some free agency, and then come back next year. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Me for the Cavs, I say 2 years, not this year, the next year. I'm talking about so I guess that would be their third year playing together. Wait, this would be the first. Next, yes. So the third year of them playing together, that team of Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell. If that core right there stays together, dude, that can be a what is that? What do they call it? There's a big three, but then there is a super team. This could legit be a super team, dude. I mean, really, the littlest ceiling right now seems like on that team, like that out of those four is Jared Allen, because he's the oldest one out of them. I mean, you're not going to expect him to progress a lot more. Pretty sure he's getting up there in age, but I'm pretty sure he's not near his peak yet. Not 100% sure. I can't even remember his age right now, honestly. So don't quote me on any of this stuff. But Just saying, if you could say Jared Allen is your worst starting player on the team, well, it would be the small forward, probably whoever their three is. But to say out of a super team, saying your worst super team player is Jared Allen, that's not going to be a bad thing to say at all. Like, I understand it's not going to be the same as whenever the Warriors did, and they said, well, Draymond's our worst super team player. Like, that's still Draymond Green. So, I mean, just think about it. That's still Jared Allen that you're saying that to. This team, this team's going to be insane, man. Give them a couple years, bro. I really believe in this team. There ain't no way they don't make it to a couple rounders, right? Second round, something like that. Let me refresh this chat. Anyone up in chat? It's connecting me to chat. They don't need Poole to win again? Eli doesn't think do y'all think they don't need Poole to win again? Ain't no way. I go refresh the chat and that's what pops up. What? I don't know if you'll see it, but Eli on Twitch, y'all, whenever we was talking about the Draymond Green punches Jordan Poole, he went down and commented on the Twitch saying they don't need Poole to win again. And I ain't gonna lie, I disagree with that. I don't know who else they would use off the bench as a ball handler, as a scorer, and everything like that. Matter of fact, let me do something right here. Damn, I can't text them on Messenger. I was gonna say, you don't think they'll win? All right, Golden State Warriors roster. Let's see. Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Patrick Walton Jr., Andrew. Nah, man, I really think they need Jordan Poole to win. They got to have him at that point guard spot. Like you'll have Dante from the Bucks that from last year or the year before, but you don't have anyone to run your team. Then, man, you don't have no one to come score off the bench, really. Yeah, I definitely disagree with that. I really think you have to have Jordan Poole on this team to win. That is definitely my guess or my take on it or whatever you want to say. Uh, let's see here. Nah, man, I'm not even gonna go that far with it. Let's jump into our next take. Sorry, y'all. I was completely thrown off right there. I went to the chat. I did not expect to see someone chatted. So let's go to our hot take. What NBA star gets injured for the year? Now, remember our hot takes. The reason why we have this is because it's supposed to be something crazy, something that can be debated and make someone go, "What the fuck? Are you crazy?" Whenever we answer, that's how the hot take should be. Uh, and I actually really wanted to go through this one because this is actually kind of crazy because normally you have an NBA star that misses a season, like the full season. You'll have someone big, someone with a big name. You know what I mean? Like we know Clay, it was Clay recently and everything like that. We've seen Kevin Durant. Like I want to know who do we really think's gonna get injured for this year? And whenever I say for the year, I mean no playoff time. They don't come back this year. They're playing a couple of games. The next year they're injured. Bro, get this thing off my screen, coach. All right, there we go. Okay. What NBA star gets injured for the year? Now, this is very hard to actually find out because you got to look at people who's already injury prone and stuff like that. That's how I basically get my analysis off of it. And I ain't gonna lie, I could not think of an NBA star that would possibly get injured besides maybe. I don't want to say this because I know he just came off, but it'd either be Victor Oladipo, Jamal Murray, or I would say a big, honestly, like Joel. I don't hope for it on him or anything. That's for sure. But definitely, I think it could definitely be those players right there. I could even see Russ maybe, but That would be some serious injuries. Remember that. If you're getting injured for the full year, that's a serious injury. And I definitely don't wish it for anyone. But the one thing I do know is that whoever it happens to, it's going to be a debate for whatever. You're always going to wonder how they're going to come back next year. How's the next time going to go? But Eli, I wish you was still in this chat so that I could fucking ask you about that, because I have no clue who else would help them win that ball game. Andrew Wiggins would have to be even better than what he was last year, which he could definitely do. That's asking a lot still, I feel like. Like, they don't need. I think they need Poole to win again. I'm just going to leave it at that. But that's going to be all the time we have today for, well, we got a little bit more time, but that's going to be all we really have today for T's Hot Takes podcast. I appreciate everyone showing out, downloading the podcast, sticking for this very messed up podcast. I'm sorry about that, y'all. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate all the love and support. You guys are awesome. Show some support, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace out. Zoom meeting.